So the first thing I want to show you guys is the high pass filter. And to be direct, it basically lets the high audio pass. So let's imagine there's a dump truck that goes by your house on Tuesday morning. And you know it's there because you feel that low rumble. So and the arm goes up and dumps the trash into the, I don't know, the garbage area of the truck. I don't know what it's called. So you have to imagine those pitches, right? Those are so low that the human voice can't replicate those, right? The human voice doesn't go that low. But these sounds can make it into our audio tracks because they're present around the microphone, right? So what we want to do with a high pass filter is basically remove those pitches. And in order to do that, we essentially will set a threshold. So at this threshold, whatever it may be, we want no pitches below that point to be included into our audio track. So while there's no obvious rumbles happening around me right now, let's just record some blank room noise and we can see what it looks like. Okay, so now we have this little track here, and let me just highlight the part we want to work with. Control T to trim it. So you guys might not see this bottom portion down here. This is the spectral frequency display, and that button, or this little window can be seen if you click this button here, the show spectral frequency display, Shift D. So Shift D and that'll just come up. If you want to set it to maybe just make it a bit smaller so it's not so in the way, or maybe you want it in the way, I don't know. Whatever you guys want to do, just set it to where you guys want it, and then just Shift D and it'll go right back to where you set it. But let's look at this. This spectral frequency display is showing us not just that there's audio, but it's also showing us what pitches that audio is happening at. So we can see that it might be hard to tell, but there's basically a layer of purple over this whole thing. So there's a little bit of noise all over the place happening, but you can see a lot of it is down here. And that's low rumbles that I can't even hear, right? It's set up like lowest to highest. So all these things down here are very low. And you can see the frequency, my face is in the way. Let me turn my face off. You can see the little pitches or the frequency numbers right here. So if you just use your scroll wheel and zoom in and then use your mouse wheel, you can see exactly where these pitches are. And generally speaking, the human voice won't go a lot below 100 hertz. This is where my mouse is right here. So you can see a lot of this is basically useless to us because it's not our voice if, there was voice in this track. So let's zoom all the way out and let's see how we can handle this. Oh, let me turn myself back on. All right. One of the ways we can handle this is through an EQ. So in Adobe Audition, we can go from the effects rack, hit this little arrow, go to filter and EQ, and open up the parametric equalizer. So here, if we just hit play on this audio, space, we can see all those little frequencies dancing around in here. Let me just put it on loop so I can show you what's happening. So we can see up here, there's very little purple, which means something is being played. There's audio there. So you can see the little dots dancing around here, but the majority of it is down here. And you can see here's 100 hertz, which is our voice does very little of our voice is below 100 hertz. Most of it is not below 100 hertz at all. So what we want to do is use a high pass filter, and you can see this HP right here. So if we click that on, you'll see a little bowl shape get put on at the bottom. Now this is a very light high pass filter. You almost won't even notice anything changing if I do this. So let me pause this audio and let's talk about what's happening here. So to be safe, almost anything you put a high pass filter on, anything below 60 hertz will not affect it at all. Basically, that'll just remove audio that doesn't need to be there, which by itself, this might not seem like such an impactful effect you can put on the voice, something to filter, but you might be listening to this on headphones that aren't that high quality or monitors that aren't that high quality, and there might be a very low rumble in your audio track, but you just can't hear it on your speakers. So what you want to do is you always want to put a high pass filter on your voiceover, because let's say it sounds great on your speakers, but when you put it up to high quality monitors, everyone notices this little rumble, and that's because you just couldn't hear it on your speakers. So it's always safe to add a high pass filter. It's never a bad idea. So we're going to put this right here to 60 hertz, which wouldn't affect the voice at all. So you can see it's backing it up. So if I move this around, it's scooting that little threshold around. So if we put it to right here, I mean, you're cutting off most of the voice, but we just want to set it so it's removing just enough. Right. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. 60. Now this gain down here, you can see 24 dB/OCT. And what that means is 24 decibels per octave. So I won't go into like exactly what that means, but basically what's happening is if this number is higher, it'll be, what am I saying? it'll be a more what's the word? A steep. There it is. The reduction will be steeper. So let's go to 48, and you can see it's very, very harsh. But if I go down to 6, it's almost nothing. So with this, you don't have to worry about it too much. I usually just put it at 48 because I want it to be a pretty steep cutoff. So let's see what happens now that I have done that. So let me then close this, and we have the effect right here, but it's not actually applied, so we can't see it in the track. But if I hit apply here, you can see that that very bottom layer is gone. It didn't affect anything else except the bottom layer. To be more extreme, let me show you. I just Control-Z to bring it back. Let's put that up way higher, and you can see what's happening here. So you can see once we get to 200 hertz, there's no audio. Nothing should be there. So if we apply this, you can see right there, there's all that low garbage is just gone, and it leaves the higher audio there, right? A high pass. So let's put this in context of a voiceover now that we know what it does. So let me record a super high quality $10,000 voiceover, and we'll do this from the beginning. Oops. So I'm just recording here. Hello everyone, my name is Andre Angelo, and today we'll be learning about the high pass filter. Okay, so that was probably the most professional voiceover I've ever done. Oh, let me just pause it. So let's trim that to the meat, and let's hear what it sounds like. Hello everyone, my name is Andre Angelo, and today we'll be learning about the high pass filter. That is pretty good, if I do say so myself. So, I don't know why I took these off. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to apply that high pass filter to remove this low rumble, but not affect our voiceover. So if we look in right here, this little portion right here, I'm just going to Alt scroll wheel to bring this up. You can see if I scroll in, let me remove my face. Right here, if I scroll in, oops, not there. Make sure you're on here, and it'll basically zoom in the frequencies. Now, if I use my mouse and just pull it all the way till I get to the bottom, you can see right here, my voice starts, you can see right at 100 hertz. That's where the real meat of my voice starts. There's obviously some little tones down there, but more often than not, you won't even hear those, and they won't be relevant to the voiceover. All you're going to be doing is freeing up space so the audience doesn't have to hear that low rumbly garbage. So let's zoom out. Okay. And we can now hear what's really happening because it's not just a room rumble. So let's do the same thing we did. Filter and EQ, parametric equalizer. Okay, we're back where we started. Now let's just listen to the voiceover. Let me put this on. Okay, it's on loop. It's blue. And let's play. Hello everyone, my name is Andre Angelo, and today we'll be learning about the high pass filter. Sounds really good. So now let's enable the high pass filter and do what we did before. Put it on 60. Put it on 48. dB per octave. So we're back where we were. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the audio, and using this little green button right here, you just click it on and it basically toggles off the effect, so it's no longer being EQ'd. And we're going to go back and forth, and you're going to see that you can't really tell, or you can't at all tell that we're doing anything, right? All we're doing is removing audio that doesn't need to be there. So let's play it, and I'll toggle it on. Hello everyone, my name is Andre Angelo, and today we'll be learning about the high pass filter. Hello everyone, my name is Andre Angelo, and today we'll be learning about the high pass filter. Hello everyone, my name is Andre Angelo, and today we'll be learning about the high pass. Right, so you can see nothing's really happening. Ideally, you wouldn't want to put it this deep. I am noticing losing some audio there, but with this, you save the risk, or you don't run the risk of losing or adding audio you don't mean to add just because your speakers aren't capable of producing it. And with this small little tip, this will be the first step in improving your voiceovers.